Okay, and we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Star Citizen once again. We are live. Apologies for being slightly later. I did fear, unfortunately, today I was taken on, pardon me, today I was told to go to a different location for work, and unfortunately that location was over an hour's drive from where I live, which is not great. So it meant that by the time I got back, I had just enough time to try and quickly eat some small thing to try and have some food so I can keep on for today's session. So I probably need to adjust that thumbnail. Right, I'll just put I'm live, just so that way then it shows I'm actually live. There you go. Sweet. So, close that down. There you go. So, yes, welcome to Star Citizen. Today, hello gamer, hope you're having a wonderful day. But yes, welcome to Star Citizen. We are going to be hopping into the verse in a second. So, just go EU, probably safer bet. So yes, we're in Star Citizen today as... There you go. Perfect. And there. Sweet. So, yes, we're going to hop into the verse to continue in... It's sort of like having a bit of a chill stream, just have a little bit of a relaxation, and sort of kind of mellow out a bit. But, what I can say is... and basically... Well, yeah, can't even speak. I am, like, still in travel mode, so my whole brain is just not working properly, so I do apologize. So, as I was going to say, we're going to do some salvaging today. I've lately been getting into Star Citizen once again, you know, starting to make more stuff as the patch 3.24 and now 3.24.1 has dropped. One of the things I've been doing, which has actually netted me quite a lot of valuable material, is simply going to a space station, salvaging the ships that have been left there, and basically going back and forth, dropping the stuff off, doing, you know, gathering the materials, going back out, salvaging the ship, dropping the stuff off, and I'm basically building up a larger amount of salvage, to which then, once I reach a certain level of salvage, I will basically then load all of the stuff up and go just onto a planet and sell it. Obviously, we're not going to be doing all of that in one go today. Today, we're just primarily going to be salvaging around the stations. But one of the reasons why I'm doing this is because I want to keep some of the servers clean. And sometimes the best way to do that is to salvage some of the ships that have just been abandoned. Because in previous patches, you may have noted the lack of stability, or there may be some issues and other jazz, and you'll find there's like 5, 6, 7, 20 ships just left out in the verse. But recently, CIG have made it so that players can now use the... good shit. But no, players can now salvage without suffering in the armistice zones in space, without fear of taking any sort of financial or crime stat consequences, which is honestly quite a relief. So, for me, this is a big plus. Like, this is a big fucking win. Ah, yes. Because what this means is we can effectively run salvage ops throughout the thing. To be fair, we could also probably look towards going to the areas where it's being affected, because I do like running salvage ops. It feels kind of right to run salvage ops. Right, so I'm gonna just quickly buy like 20 of these things just so I can equip some, because I've not got these things. But yes, so it's been a bit of a
good day.
Oh, awesome. There we go. Right, so
Please check with the terminals.
So yeah, as you can see, I have got quite the few. I have quite the. There we go. So equip all, fantastic. But yes, as you can see, I've been doing a fair amount of scooping, which is nice. And it's just been kind of nice not having to worry, I'll be honest with you. Right, so, question. Does the new event affect me? Priority... Oh, fuck, it does. Shit. Okay. Well, this is a fine howdy-do.
Until the current threat in this sector has been resolved, civilians are advised to avoid engaging in space travel. If not possible, use extreme caution when leaving the station.
Well, we've got a job to do. Let's get to it. Come rain or shine, come war, come hell. We need to do this, so we'll get...
Vehicle selected. Welcome. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following
Right, so we need to try and find some of the salvage wrecks and keep cleaning. If we don't do anything to aggro the enemy, we should hopefully be able to... This will be an entertaining moment, wouldn't it? Oh, boy. Yeah, so for those who don't know, today, or this week is Pirate Week.
Please visit us again. Welcome to the
So,
ASOP
a new
vehicle
event has
system.
come on.
Your vehicle has been delivered. Please visit us again.
There we go.
Goodbye.
There you go. So there's a new event going on where basically pirates are able to do... Nine Turtles are going to be doing the blockade mission where basically they lock down the station and attempt to do some damage. So
Civilians are advised to avoid engaging in space travel.
we're basically in the shit. Potentially could be encountering some bad guys. So this could make things interesting, to say the least. I mean, my job is basically just going to be, hey, let's see if we can salvage shit. I'm just like... I mean, we could try and head over to another sector in space, but... Right, landing services, processing... Might as well reset it. See about 50. There we go. Extra 50% to energy shields and weapons in case we get attacked. But yeah, we gotta get a scooping or sweeping or however you want to put it. Like, our objective is simple.
Until the current threat in this sector has
Oh
been
boy.
resolved, civilians are advised to avoid engaging in space travel. If not possible, use extreme caution when leaving the station.
Well, fuck a duck. All we can do is make ready. Oh. Well, yeah, all I can say is, shit. We've got a lot of contacts. So, we need to salvage, and if they come towards us, then we're gonna have to try and bail. I don't know what kind of... I don't really want to... I don't really want to stir the hornet's nest a bit. So... Oh, shit. Radar lock. Is there another one? Yeah, there's another one. Ah, shit. Oh, boy. Yeah, this thing is not designed for combat. I mean, I'm in a vulture.
Until the current threat in this sector has been resolved, civilians are advised to avoid engaging in space travel. If not possible, extreme caution is
I think we may have to bail from this area and try and find another location. Be hilarious if I can get a kill. I mean, okay, bearing in mind, I'm flying in a dedicated salvaging vessel, and yet he can't seem, you know, and yet I'm giving this guy a good run for his money. Oh, he's got friend. Of course, desync. Why the fuck not? So yeah, the point of this event is that... But yeah, no, fuck this. Better know when to run. Power back to normals. Yeah, time for us to bail. Nope. Fuck that. Okay. That's annoying because that's my base of operations, but unfortunately there's too many contacts at that location. So we're just going to kind of avoid that. Maybe if we can, depending on if the event goes on, I don't know how long the event's due to go on for, but at the same time, it's like I realize that just more and more we're focusing. If there was like one coming after me, then sure, you know, definitely that would make sense. But when I saw that there was a second and then a third, I'm like, I'm not going to do this. My ship is going to take damage. I am going to die needlessly. So rather than die needlessly, get the fuck out of Dodge, and then we'll come back once they've cleared the sector up. Once the sector's clear, and we've got stuff to do, then that's fine. But at this point, I'm not interested in fighting. I'm just interested in getting salvage along the non-blockaded areas. I know you could say, hey, you can go get the salvage by making salvage, but I'm like, not really how I intended it. I mean, we might be lucky. There might be a few other ships located near the verse, so we can try and find those things, but yeah.
Until the current threat in this sector has been resolved, civilians are advised to avoid engaging in space travel. If not possible, use extreme caution.
Because I don't think I've got any dedicated... Well, okay, I don't have any dedicated combat craft. I have a few. But if we're taking... But you need multiple players to deal with that. Right. So... I need to get the Atlas drive. Have they nerfed how far you can travel with this thing? I mean, I kind of jumped... I did a leap of faith with that one, but, you know. Right. So, great start, but hey-ho. Hopefully... How are the priorities? Yeah, blockade runners needed. Fleet of quantum jammers. Oh, nice. I somehow got a... Yeah, okay, fair enough. Also said when I saw security incursion, CDF volunteers tasked with heading to these locations, recovering the stolen. If all the material is complete degrades and no longer viable, just be careful. Okay, so you can get a larger amount of cash for this, which is intriguing. Oddly enough, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah, for some reason I can only get the illegal salvaging jobs, which is intriguing. That's actually quite nice, to be fair. Nice. I'm gonna lie, that's actually kind of nice. Was red. Oh, I see. That just okay. And I'm guessing you do that. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Attention. Until the current threat in this sector has been resolved, civilians are advised to avoid.
We should be arriving any second now on. Yeah, we're about to arrive at Arco. Head over to Pagini Point, and then we should be all good to go. And to be fair, what I can do is I can try and see if there's any salvageable ships at the R&R stations or anything else like that. To be fair, it depending on the server and everything else, it can be quite... some of the areas can be quite filled with, like, wrecks of ships or ships of abandoned stuff. And hopefully, once as time goes by, and if we have, like, a free fly week, we're going to get a lot of new ships that are just going to be abandoned. It's actually quite an awesome thing when you look into it, because it's, like, mainly... It's basically you're just trying to keep the place clean, which is a nice change of pace, to say the least. Yeah, I need to get the Atlas drive on this thing. I've forgotten how slow it was. It's a very good economical drive, but it's as slow as fuck. Right. Okay, zoom in a bit. Virginia Point. I mean, I know that I could obviously go around searching for wrecks and sorry, wrecks, but you know, the panels and everything.
Attention. Until the current threat in this sector has been
But
resolved,
at the
civilians
same
are
time,
advised to avoid engaging in space travel. If not possible, use extreme caution when leaving the station.
okay, I'm 6, fantastic. But yeah, But lately I've just been with the well, I said it, but lately with the leniency towards salvaging ships that are inside the armistice zones in space, it's actually really awesome to see. I'm hoping that they're going to extend this to armistice zones on the ground, but I am also aware that certain things are not as easily done in that realm. Just saying, I realize that they're not, you know, it's not as feasible, because then you'd have to allow people to shoot things, and yeah, like, once the armistice zones go into full form, then it makes sense, but at the same time, alright, let's scan this thing. Anyone dump their ships? Have a little look-see. Are we being responsible?
Attention. Until the current threat in this sector has been resolved, civilians are advised to avoid engaging in space travel. If not possible, use extreme caution.
Try and see if there's any bits of wrecks of ships. Have people been doing things properly? Okay, so far so good. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright. Looks like people have actually parked things properly here. I'll check out the normal pads as well, just in case. Sometimes they have a few occasions. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Anyone crashed over here? What the? Oh, the... Okay. Looks like they've actually done it okay over here. Okay, I'm trying to think. Should I save and try you? Should I try the American server, maybe? It probably would be faster than traveling via quantum. Right. Right, what we're going to do is I'm going to try and travel to Crusader and go to Port Seraphim. So it's a bit of a slow journey, but if the area isn't clear, then what we'll do is we'll hop into the US server, and that'll hopefully have a few more Americans who dump shit. Because I know, there's two things I know. One, people dump ships at Seraphim like crazy, and two, Yanks keep dropping their ships off. Doesn't make any sense, mind you, but that's how it works. Can we not increase the speed of this thing? I think what I might also do for future streams is upgrade the drive to get the Atlas. Because if I'm not mistaken... What drives do I have? Because I have to admit, I'm using a stock version of the Vulture. So I haven't got any upgrades to the engines or anything. It's not, like, atrociously slow, but it's definitely slower than I perhaps would like to think. But yeah. But that's pretty much what, to be fair, this is what I've been doing as well in some of the cases. I admit I was very lucky yesterday because I was able to encounter a number of ships. One of which was a... I encountered a rather large amount of stuff in the form of a prospector that had been abandoned, a C1 that had been abandoned, and a Vanguard Harbinger that had been left with one of its wings shot off. So it's like they are there. And they do have... You have those moments where they are, you know... Christ, my brain is all over the place. They are... Wrecks are there and everything else is there. I'm looking forward to when we can start picking them out on the ground side in landing sites where we can use a tractor beam or some kind of thing to get those ships out. Because there's a lot of money just sitting there. Like, straight up. Like, no... Like... Yeah, no, like, 100%... straight up, and it's just like, it's just begging. It's just begging. But yeah, how are you guys doing today? Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Hope your patch 324 is doing all right.
Civilians are advised to avoid engaging in space travel. If not possible, use extreme caution leaving the station.
I have been having a pretty decent patch so far. I was able to get multiple multiple trips done, which I'm pretty happy about. Anyway. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I would say so. Like, bit of a busy day today. Spent a fair amount of it traveling. But I am quite excited, actually, because tomorrow I can get Space Marine. Woo! Yeah! So, I'm looking forward to playing that tomorrow. Trying to think of anything else going on. Well, actually, to be fair, in terms of things with YouTube, we've actually had a pretty sort of momentous thing, because we've actually finished off the series in Empire, where we finally got the Prussian campaign as ended, and I'm now needing to probably re-record for like the however manyth time the summary episode, because I am really awkward when it comes to stuff like that. And it drives me up the wall because I can never focus enough time to just sit down and either write a script or do anything. I struggle to write any kind of script for something. I might try I tried bullet points, and I've made a few recordings, and I'm like, this is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. And I'm like, I need to think more cohesively in towards making a true episode on that. So I'm going to try and at some point, either potentially this weekend or Something Elements, just try and get the summary episode recorded and set up and done, so I can kind of feel like, yes, no, this is fine, I'm done, this is what we need to do sort of element. Because there is, I want to make a video, not so much of me shitting on the mods that I played for that series, but to illustrate that while I am never playing that bloody mod set ever again, I am, you know, I'm glad I did the series and I'm enjoyed my time with it. I just don't like the way that particular set of mods took away so much from the game. You know, like they tried to remove certain features of the game to make it more entertaining, to make it more this, to do that. And while I can see the reasoning behind it, I do not think that I think what they've done is they've taken too much away for the sake of one person's desire for realism. And I think that's where it becomes a problem, is that it's an interpretation of realism or fun that is very much in a niche market. And it's very difficult to convey that across. So it's like, that's why I found it to be excessively stressful. Like, I reckon I mean, the public order thing was a #1 problem for me. It's like, Jesus Christ. If there was ever a system that was more poorly designed or poorly thought out, that right there. Oh. God Emperor, that was annoying. And it just became dull. Like, it honestly it came to a point where I just found myself just getting so fed up with having to deal with the issues of, like, I had to pretty much play in one style in order to achieve victory. There was no opportunities for me to move around the flanks or do whatever. I mean, I remember playing in the Britain versus Europe campaign, and I was straight up, like, I was invading northern Germany and then sweeping down France towards, and sweeping up, basically having a two-front solution in that war. It was glorious. And all I can hope for is that we can get more like it in the future. Right. I'm going to quickly Google where to find the Atlas drive, because I'm around Crusader, so if they... Right, Star Citizen... Trying to think... Right, disable the mods for now.
Quantum drive is now off.
I turn it off. There we go. Right, just for the time being. So citizen what the fuck do I do? What was the website? Best sort of so only in her L5. Right, question. Her L5. Please say her L5 is nearby. I really, really don't. Right. Her L5.
Attention. Until the current threat
Oh, fuck you.
civilians are advised to avoid engaging
Oh, fuck off. Really?
use extreme caution when leaving the station.
Oh, that's... Is that the best sodding one we've got? Because that's like the best... That's the... Yeah, that's... Okay, so that's basically a grade A size 1 quantum drive. And it's like... That's the best drive I got. Right. Okay. It's fine. We'll head over to Seraphim Station. And we'll see if we can get a good run. I got a couple good runs before. And what I'll be doing is, if worst case scenario, worst case scenario, we'll just exit out and come back in. I forgot how slow this thing was.
Quantum drive is now off.
Anyway, Seraphim is quite good for dropping shit off. That's for sure. Right, here we go. Seraphim Station. And there's normally a few ships nearby.
Attention. Until the current threat in this sector has been resolved, civilians are advised to avoid engaging
Right.
in space travel. If not possible, use extreme caution when leaving the station.
Okay. Stop. Right. Anyone leave their ship unattended? There we go. Hmm. Hello. Oh no, there's those. I'm like, ooh, is there rubbish there? And it's like, no, it's just the turret doing its job. Hmm? Let's have a look, see. No one's. Oh my god. People are behaving themselves. Maybe if I try. Oh, what's that? What's that?
Attention. Until
Right.
the current threat in
We're
this
gonna
sector
shop.
has been resolved,
Right, we're gonna go to the American servers and see if we can get a lucky. See if we can get lucky with a deploy. So we're gonna land here, because then what we'll do is we'll land here. I'll go into an American server, hopefully where there will be ships that have been abandoned. Then, if there isn't any abandoned ships, if there isn't any abandoned ships,
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
oh, maybe a bit too far forward. There we go. I am a good pilot.
Engines offline.
restock. Oh, yeah. But yeah, so what we'll do is we'll process these things, get the fuel sorted, make ourselves ready for the next thing, try and see if we can get some ships on the American servers. Hopefully, these pirate things will allow us the ability to go in and clear up some of the other locations once they've been cleared themselves. But that is only if they decide to be cleared properly. I'm just trying to do a job here. Worst case scenario, I can get desperate and be like, right, I'm gonna make some fucking wrecks so I can go on Janitors. Like I've done multiple fucking runs already, and it's like the one time I want to show people, hey, look, by the way, you can make money doing this. Everyone's being respectful.
The ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Right.
Please visit us again.
I'm gonna wait until you're stored before I do that, because I'm fairly convinced if you don't. Right. Because I'm like 100% certain that if any fuckery can occur. Right, ship has been... All good? Yes, fantastic. Right, okay. Right, let's head over to the American server, because if there's one thing I know about Americans, they do not keep themselves clean. Or at least, let's hope so. Right, that was rather quick. Okay, Americans. Please don't let me down. Because when I went on to you last time, there was like 3 ships that were left abandoned. And I'm like, ooh. It was actually rather enjoyable, to be fair. Right. That was quick. Qualified comtech needed. What? Is that like maybe something to do with breaching through these areas? That'd be kind of cool, to be fair. Don't know if it applies much to us. Yes, Everest Harbour is thankfully being blockaded, so we don't have to worry. Right. Ah, cool. Oh, that's actually a player. Nice.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Right. Perfect.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered. Please
On
visit
that
us.
one over there, 1.1 clom. Go to my station 1. Right. See how the Americans fare. Right. Up. Oh, yes, America. See what I mean? Thank you, America. Told you. I am so happy I could rely on Americans to be lazy. Right. Let's get cleaning. Let's go cleaning. It's so good for you. Let's go cleaning. Get rid of all the crap. Right, so we got a small ship. It is a Hornet. It is very nice to see you, Mr. Hornet. Oh, so... Wait, the fuck? No way. That's a goddamn Carrack. Okay. As you do. Right. Looks like someone's had a bit of fun. Right. Oh, it's a Super Hornet as well. Damn. Right. Told you, Port Seraphim. The best place. I don't know why Port Seraphim is the dumping ground of all ships in Star Citizen, but it is. And I love it. It's such a good place to grab loot. And now that we can finally do this, I am honest to God so happy. And Stumm. Come on. Okay, grab you. Get a little bit closer. Not really making any noise, but might as well. And okay. Sweet. What do we got over here? I'm sensing... I don't know what the hell's happened. I can see a Carrack, that's for sure. And I can see what looks to be like the shattered remains of a reclaimer? It'd be tempting just to bring up my fucking reclaimer for this shit. Were it not for the fact that it would take me God knows how long just to get to the damn ship up there anyway. Oh no, it's fucking two. But one of them is infinitesimal. Oh wow. Yeah, someone's already scraped this. Someone's actually full on scraped this. Wow. They've done a good job. They cleaned out the insides? Looks like. Yeah, it looks like they've done they've done a full job. What about you? Well, this one's got his shields on. I mean, I can get in on the... Now, has he been dumb and left... No, he's not. Right, so... I'm just trying to think. What can we do? Because we can't really do a huge amount. Because, I mean, we can blow this other one up. But we'll end up filling the cargo bay with just pure... Let's have a look-see. Yeah, because we can get in that way, but then... We couldn't get into the lifts unless something comes through onto that one. I mean, we can give it a go. I mean, if we can skin it, that's a fairly decent amount of ship to skin. Worst case scenario, we can just have a look-see, but if we can't get inside, we can't get inside. Like, this is probably one of the last few... finger quote areas to like resolve, if you will, because one of the issues is that if a ship has been abandoned but there's no openings, no like obvious signs of entry, because you know you don't own the ship and does whatever, there's no way for you to... There's no way for us to be able to get in the ship. which means we can't turn the power off, which means we can't salvage the ship. Which is annoying, because it still spawns as entities. It still spawns as things to do when the light hits it and everything. So it's like there is a thing that you want to do to get rid of these ships, but we can't. We don't have the ability to either hack into or do whatever. Like, it just... So we're just sitting there trying to see if we can get in, but I don't think we can. So I'll have a look-see on the inside of the scraped ship, though aside of blowing it up, I don't really think there's a lot we can do. Oh yeah, ramp access. Because this particular ship has had its internal guts completely... Yeah, it is completely gutted. So if we had a reclaimer and some people to work with, then sure, we could probably do this, but best thing we can do is just leave it be. There's other ships that we can salvage. Because, like, you could obviously... What you could also do is blow up the Carrack with the shields, but at the same time, it's like there's no fucking point. Like, whatsoever. I really wish we had a medium-sized salvage ship. Like, we need to... There's two... Like, for when it comes to salvaging, there needs to be at least two things to make salvaging just that extra bit more valuable. The first is the ability to slice up the ship into manageable bite-sized portions. Because when you get those bigger ships and you salvage them, like you fracture them and everything, at the moment, they are fractured into just one giant lump. Even the Reclaimer struggles to get the most value out of those things because they've just been abandoned. Well, they're just these ginormous things. That's an A2. Someone just dumped a Hercules. That's just fantastic. Right, well, there we go. Question, have you closed the doors? Or are you open in the back? No, you're open in the back. Fantastic. Right. Time for us to do our job. Right. Nothing like a bit of salvaging to relax the day off. Alright. Do-do-do-do-do. Once again, thank Christ for lazy Americans. Oh, lol. It's another Harbinger. Alright. I'm going to assume you've got shields on and everything else. Yeah, you do. Right, I'm going to back out. So I'm in a... Ooh, that was close. There you go. I'm going to just, like, be here. Right, so. There we go. So, this ship has been comprehensively switched off. And, oh nice, there's a MSR doing its thing. Right, so we're just going to start by scraping the skin off. There we go. And we're all good. Whee! Right. Time for us to start scrooping. Zzz. Do, 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 do. There we go. Okay. So even though you get the prompt to say that there's friendly fire, you can actually ignore that. because because you can completely disable and shoot and do whatever, and it will not. It will because the ship is a game logic ship, meaning the player has left the server, the player has claimed the ship again, and therefore this one that's currently flying is now no longer valid, or the ship has been abandoned for an X amount of period of time, means that we can actually salvage this ship and get all the valuable loot that we need to get from here. So yeah, I think it would be nice. I like doing this because it's a nice kind of way of getting loot dynamically, and it also is kind of aside of the pirate week, it's also quite a safe way of earning Alpha UEC, because while admittedly they've reduced the price on how much salvage can sell you, the cargo hauling aspects of this game now mean that we can actually get quite a lot of loot and quite a lot of valuable cargo. There we go. We can get quite a lot of valuable loot and cargo from simple, we can get quite a lot of valuable materials and just have a massive transport ship just to move them across. Now, depending on what kind of package you own, that could be either very profitable or not, because if you don't have any transport ships available to you, then you are kind of up the creek without a paddle. In my case, I am fortunate because I've got a Drake Caterpillar, because I own the Ironclad, which I absolutely adore. So I'm kind of in a good position because I can just load the cargo onto my ship. Though to be brutal, I probably would want to take the 120 cargo. But then again, I also feel like the Caterpillar is a good ship. I don't know. The 120 would probably be what I'd want to go for in terms of selling it. But at the same time, I'm also like, might as well take what we can. Might as well take what we can get, and get as much as we can out as possible. But yeah, going back to the whether or not in terms of profitability, you may find it may become prudent to be. It may become profitable for you if, for example, you are, for argument's sake, with friends or clanmates, because obviously if you're in a clan with someone who has the transport ship, then obviously you can be like, hey, if you want to make some free caps, then come over to my particular, come over to this particular location, and I'll be able to transport you the goods. Though to be fair, the other thing, of course, is that you actually to be fair, you might be up the creek because you need to unload the stuff. But then again, maybe not. Maybe I don't know. Like, it's one of those weird kind of things, because it's like you can't request to land in someone else's pad. It's going to be an interesting thing, to say the least. So I'd recommend, if you are going to do this, if you're going to do the salvaging thing, make sure you've got a transport ship. At least 64 SCUs worth of cargo, because you want to make at least something of a dent when you're trying to transport X amount of materials. Obviously, the baseline good transport ship would be the 128 or 120 SCUs worth. So if you've got like a Freelancer Max, a Corsair, if you have the Constellation Taurus, you're in the green. That's a good ship. I might try and get that in game, to be fair, depending on how much it costs, because that has like 174 SCUs worth of cargo, which I think could net you quite a decent amount. And also, it's a pretty decent transport ship as well. 174 SCUs worth of cargo, plus like 4 size 5 guns, plus decent array of missiles, as well as pretty good maneuverability. Overall, I'd say the Taurus is probably one of the best variants you can get out of the there we go. Yeah, the Taurus is probably one of the best variants you can get out of the Constellation series, in my opinion. I realize that such ships... Hey, Blamsmith, good to see you again. I am unaware of the Pirate Treasure Trail. What does this Pirate Treasure Trail net us? Is it like you get to have a special kind of ship unlock, or is it just going to be some kind of thing? I've not really... I know that it's Pirate Week this week, but I don't know anything else. Yep. Just showcasing a new way for you to earn money while salvaging. Okay. Like, when you get a coin in game, do you get to, like, buy a ship or something? Is it like the thing where you can, like, have the chance to buy a ship with the FC8 or whatever? Or F8C, as I should say. Underestimate the Aurora at their own peril. Christ. Oh, yeah. I'm not overly fussed about a coin, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'll have a look, and if it's great enough, then sure, but I don't think I'll be going at... I don't think I'll be prioritizing it too much. Anyway. Let's flip this thing upside down. There we go. Alright, let's go. Yeah, like, the moment I'm just salvaging some ships. How's your patch been so far, Blamsmith? You been alright with 324.1? Oh, that sucks. Oh, that bum. That's a bummer. I am sorry to hear that, mate. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I've been getting back into Star Citizen because I had a major, like, and I mean major, like, period of time phase basically playing Escape from Tarkov, because they've made the game since they made the game available to play on PvE only. I've been actually kind of enjoying that game, which has been a really nice thing. I've been playing with a friend of mine, and so I'm like, I've been playing a fair amount of that, and then obviously waiting for patch 3.23 to turn to patch 3.24, and then I spend about half an hour to 40 minutes getting myself ready, going up into space, landing on Port Everest, and, getting ready to go. And then, about a week or two later, I'm like, right, okay, let's get going. I'm, finally at a point where I'm beginning to wanting to take a break from Tarkov. And I get told there's a new patch. And I'm like, son of a bitch. But then again, apparently 324.1 has been a major improvement, and I can agree. I haven't played 324, but of what I played, it was a little bit more laggy, and it felt a little bit more like a rough sort of launch. Or not so much a rough launch, but it felt like a patch that arrived, and with the new features now, it's going to have some rough edges. Whereas this patch has been feeling extremely pleasant to play, which I'm very happy about. So, and since they've also announced in patch 3.24 that they are reducing the restrictions for players utilizing salvage lasers in the Armistice Zone, we now can finally do good things. So I'm doing my part to keep the servers functioning by salvaging ships that are abandoned by other players. And in perfect fashion, I go onto the European servers, and everyone's being a very good, responsible player. They're putting their ships away. There's nothing to clean up. Not a heavy amount, I'll be honest with you. Like, I haven't done any delivery or hauling missions to drop them off. So, okay, put it this way. My knowledge of alcohol is only that in Jax McCreary knows the location of a stash on an 890 jump, and he used it to his advantage to get away from some pirates in Pyro. Ah, okay. So is this part of the coin thing? Yeah, that probably sucks. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, can you guess at least? Or is this a kind of, once you make an answer, that's pretty much it? Probably. Stream seems to be coming across all right. But yeah, no, like, maybe. I mean, it makes sense. Right. That was a rather quick suction. Let's, How to terrify your audience. Boo! Fair enough. There's 4 clues so far. Look like each one is pointing to a word. Okay. I'll be honest with you. Riddles, puzzles, and clues are not my specialty under any circumstances. Character, stop fucking around and get away from the ladder. Game. Good job. Yeah, perfect. So RCM's getting a stronger dose here. Nice, nice. Okay. But yeah, so I will say this. I am completely useless when it comes to puzzles, logic solving puzzles or whatever. It takes me like 3 times as long to solve them as anyone else normally. I remember when I was playing Portal 2 and I would literally spend about half an hour it's funny because I didn't realize that I honestly with you, this I have absolutely no idea what this particular view serves except to make people jump. Like if you've got the right kind of mask on, you could probably terrify the living shit out of someone, or if you or nowadays if you've used the right kind of cursed face imagery sort of thing, you could probably go for that. But I just find it absolutely hilarious. Yeah, no, like, I'm very much... I will 100% hand on heart say I am a complete dum-dum when it comes to puzzles. Which is, you know, a bit useless when you want to try and be like someone in a trivia quest. Well, to be fair... I can do some things with the... Like, actually, to be fair, what was it? I went to a work do at one point. We actually did one of those escape rooms sort of thing. And while I wasn't able to do a huge amount, I was able to find a few clues. I was able to understand some of the things. So, you know, I will say my capabilities for discovering things was not too bad. But when I got to the puzzle parts, I'm like, right, that's my job done. That's my capabilities for solving shit. I mean, good shout. Like, the thing is, it's free money. You don't have to work for it. Someone's being lazy. And I'm also kind of slightly grandizing it by saying that you're doing your good part to make the server clean. Because it probably isn't, in the grand scheme of things, doing a whole bunch. But I'd like to think that every ship I deconstruct, turn into nothingness or whatever, is a certain amount of assets that is no longer required to be there. So the moment someone flies to that zone, they might get that extra 5 or 10 frames they need to transport to other locations, and I can you know, transport the cargo that I want straight into that area. Because I'm just like, I salvage. I salvage a lot. I've got like over 100 and something in, like over 100 SCUs worth of boxes, which, unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of combining all of the items into larger boxes yet. So we're gonna have to live with that. I'm just like, I'm not looking forward to the day that I'm gonna be like filling up my caterpillar with hundreds of SCUs of one SCU boxes. I really am not looking forward. Yeah, not gonna lie. I'm not saying, I will say this is a low priority for CIG, but it would be nice if you could like condense the items in question into bigger boxes, so you don't have to like spend forever loading boxes on top of boxes on top of boxes. And to be also fair, I don't quite know how I'm gonna load up all of the boxes and shit when I eventually start like eventually doing things like loading the caterpillar, because the caterpillar itself is actually quite a large it is quite a large vessel, and it's like quite high. Yeah. Well, that was like what, a couple of loads worth with the Taurus. Now the Taurus had a platform, like a cargo platform thing, or cargo platform thing. Ugh. The cargo lift that was inside the Taurus, that one was on the ground floor. Right. I want to quickly grab all these two items. Dugunk. And... oh, come on. Dugunk. Right, let's quickly empty this one out and then get the... oh, God. No. Stay. Yeah, like, your help was greatly appreciated, mate. Seriously. But because I'm going to be selfish here and say, like, I'm going to do this all on my own because I need the money. What was it? The last couple of days, I actually met up with a new player, or a newish player to Star Citizen, and I helped them. I showed them how to do salvage. I flew around with them for a little bit, and I gave them a booster in their starting funds. So I wasn't like 700,000. I gave them like 900,000. I gave them like 600,000. Because it was like, that's a start, because they'd already lost like a few hundred, they'd already lost like 50k trying to get money because of bugs and glitches. So I was like, well, look, this isn't much, but it's going to get you started. And, you know, all I ask is pay it forward. So I'm not very rich at the moment, and considering how much it costs to get ships in this game, yeah. So I've got, as I said, I've got a caterpillar though, so I've got like 576 worth of SCUs to like travel around with. So I've got like 100 and something here, and when I hit like 200 or whatever, I'm gonna try and like do a cargo run to the zones. Well, the thing is, I like to pay things forward. So like when I first started playing Star Citizen, people were very kind to me, and they gave me the opportunity to learn how to do something. And they very patiently sat there and listened and explained stuff and talked to me about things and showed me how to do stuff and elements. So, like, for me, I only think of this as a means of paying them back. You know, so my only request when I help other people is you pay it forward. If someone else is learning this game and is unsure how to do something, don't just leave them there. You know, give them a hand and, you know, don't do anything. There we go. And it just means then that people can actually 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, perfect. Yeah, you know, it means that people can. It just fosters a better kind of community, which I think is the important thing. All right. Fantastic. Right, okay, so now let's just have a little look-see on that arrow. Oh, no, it's not the arrow, is it? It's, looks like he's had a bit of a slugfest.
Friendly fire.
I need to pop into that and then have the... I'm in this weird UI glitch where it doesn't show what I'm doing. Hang on, helmet off. Helmet on. Right. Weird. There we go. Right. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay, so we need to destroy this ship to get the valuable loot inside.
Friendly fire. Friendly fire.
Hang on, let me just ramp up the guns.
Your systems are offline.
I didn't realize that.
Weapons power is running low. Your systems are offline.
Huh?
Hello and welcome aboard your dreamed interplanetary craft. Your systems are online.
I'm not entirely sure what I pressed. Huh. Right. Don't press F9 is the moral of this story.
Shield system offline. Shield system online. Engines power.
Oh, right. I think I might have it might have also, it might have set the power systems to be in a slightly fucked state. Okay. Right, F9. Never press that again. That fucks you royally. I think that puts you onto like stealth power. Right. Yeah, I'm on power. Good. Okay. Yeah, ramped up the guns. Yeah, ramped up the guns. Right, let's go.
Friendly fire. Friendly fire. Friendly fire. Friendly fire. Friendly fire. Friendly fire.
Nice. Blah. Right, so this thing has teeth. Meet the sky blue, meet the sun every morn. Feel happen as the day you were born. Let's go native, sign your gear away, be creative, learn to live and play. Pretty flowers need the sun. It's the highest of everyone. Life's worth living. Oh, good God. Zubba, 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 zubba. Huh? Oh, dude, you didn't need to do that. You really didn't. I appreciate it, very much so. But I don't... yes, I said, thank you so much. I very much appreciate that. That'll hopefully go towards any kind of issues I might encounter with that, so thank you. I said, I want to try and earn money my own way for this one, but thank you so much for giving me into getting that at least. I do appreciate that. You didn't need to do it. I'm never requesting money for it. Right, now, question. Can I get into the ship? Bugger. Yes, I will do, definitely. Oh, fuck ass. Dumbass didn't leave his ship open. Goddamn responsible ship owner. Well, actually, not really responsible because, you know, we're, and he's, yeah, it's shielded. It's a C2, but the shields are really good. Fair enough. God damn it. I mean, I could... Oh, to be fair, I could do that. You know what? I'm doing that. I got an idea. It's a pretty shitty idea. It's a pretty sketchy thing to do, but I've done it before. I say sketchy. I'm gonna go call in the... Ah, you see. For I have the door knocker solution. You know? I have the equivalent sledgehammer. But to be fair, the load we've got already is pretty full, so that's more than fine. Hmm? Oh. Right.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
But yeah, no, legit, I've just been, what was it? There was this one, I remember, like, a couple days ago, I was... You can tell I've been doing this a while, because I now, like, not only do I nail the entrance for this thing, I also know immediately how to, like, land it in place to do what I'm about to do. Yeah, but that's, like... Why... That's a good idea, and if I had a fuck ton of ammunition and the patience of a saint, Yep. I really need a backup button. Or like a mirror or something. Star Citizen Space Mirror. Probably should turn the engine off, but it's fine. But it's fine. Look, reason why I say it's fine is twofold. The first is, though your idea is noble, and I share in its brilliance and how you can, like, trick the system, I do have another trick up my sleeve. Huh? Oh, real? Huh. Did I lose that then? Right, well that trick has gone up the that trick has officially gotten fucked. Okay. That's a bit annoying. Mini patch came along and took away my ship. I mean, the prospector mining laser should be fine. I got that. That's the only dedicated combat Vic I've got. Right. What's the price of... Wait, hang on. I'm not gonna... I'm genuinely like... Drake, your Drake... Oh, I'm so retarded. I'm retarded. Oh, no, no. You're not... Okay, no, sorry. I am retarded. It's okay. I'm stupid. I'm very stupid. So, when you're in these hangar bays, it's clever, but you got to remember this. When you're in these particular bays, it will only show you the size of the ship / the size of vehicle that you can spawn in these things. If you want in a landing pad that is of a certain size, you have to go out of the hangar, go to the actual other thing to get the actual size thing that you want. So that's just something I forgot. I noticed it and I forgot about it, and now I'm coming back into it. So yeah, no. I didn't lose any ship. I just forgot that that's how the system works. So if for stations that, you know, because obviously, for those who've not played Star Citizen before, the new patch, patch 324 and 324.1. Okay, it's technically patch 323, but 324 and 324.1 for the obvious reasons. What that does is it basically assigns, when you have, can't speak for God's sake, when you have a hangar that at your base landing station, it assigns you the largest hangar that you have in your fleet. All right, Blam Smith. Well, to be fair, okay, I'll spoil the surprise for you. I have an Ares Inferno. That's my door knocker. So I'm basically going to use that and nuke the. I'm gonna use that to nuke the Crusader. So have a good one, mate. Thank you so much for tuning into the stream. But yeah, so there we go. Boom. So yeah, so when you start Star Citizen and you get your, you choose your home settlement, the game will basically give you the largest hangar that of you. God, why am I struggling to talk? Like, my brain is, there's like a genuine fog going on where, like, I'm trying to articulate words and the brain's just like, yeah, I'm gonna put a static field in there so when you're trying to talk, your brain just goes, ah, blah, blah. I need a coffee. But no, basically, depending on what ship size you have, the game will give you like small, medium, large hangars to reflect that. So if you have a pretty big ship, then your starting hangar will be pretty big. But when you're flying bigger or smaller ships into R&R stations, it will only give you the it will only give you the hangar that fits the ship that you're flying. So in this case, for some reason, the Vulture is small enough so that you can only need a small hangar bay. Whereas the vehicles such as the Ares Inferno can only be put into a medium hangar bay. So I can only get that by going to the lobby, requesting my Ares Inferno, which will then take me to a medium hangar bay so I can fly it around and do whatever. And then when I want to dock it again, when I request permission to land, it's going to give me a hangar that is appropriately sized. So it's basically designed in a way to try and make the most out of those things, which is why so that's why you have that particular thing. But yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm going to unload this cargo, and we are going to try and there you go. And we're going to just have some sort of chill salvaging whilst also doing stuff. Music has been a bit quiet lately, which is a bit weird. I might try and find some music to sort of, when I'm doing some salvage streams, I might try and find some music to sort of go inside to play alongside Star Citizen. I was tempted to go into the People's Radio for Star Citizen. However, there are a few like copyrightable songs in there. And as such, I don't really want a chance losing all the stream or having it censored because YouTube doesn't know what the difference between a free channel and money-making stuff comes through. So, But yeah, so we'll just go with this one for the time being, and then we'll get that sorted. But yeah, what we'll do is I'll basically deploy the. I'll put this down into the. I'll put this down into the hangar. Then we will deploy the Ares Inferno, blow that big bit up, blow the Crusader up, then fly back with the Vulture and grab whatever's left of the scraps. And that should hopefully resolve that problem. But there we go. So I'd say... Yeah, so I would say as a job role, this is fairly profitable. It definitely... It's a time sink, for sure. Like, This is the kind of thing that I would recommend you do over the course of an evening when you're not with anyone. So if you want to spend some time with your friends or whatever, then unless you're part of a clan, doing this as kind of an event, it is quite... Well, for me, I quite like it. It's very therapeutic. Enough of it is going on that my brain can kind of just switch off and I can just relax a bit. And after a long day of work, it is nice to be able to do that. For definite. So I am keen for that. But at the same time, it's also like, yeah. So, you know. Game? Fuck you. Son of a bitch. Also, we're getting a pretty reasonable amount of loot in this. Like, 2 full loads worth of these... Yeah, so I have 160. Fucking hell. And it doesn't show with the capacity on here, which kind of sucks. So you have to kind of... You kind of have to just expect stuff like this. But, like... So you have 160 at the moment. And this goes up to... 187. That's actually kind of understandable. We haven't quite maxed out this thing. But yeah, definitely... it's going to take me a whole night, probably, to do this. So I probably will, like... I probably, depending on how things go over the course of the rest of the evening, or over the course of the next couple of days, I might, like, decide to spend a day just transporting it and selling it in the best place. And obviously, hopefully, I can do it in an area that isn't currently being attacked by pirates, because that would suck. Because obviously the pirate event's going on at the moment, which is not really encouraging, because I am not a fan of the pirates. I'm not against PvP in terms of piracy, but I am against it when it results in time being wasted for things. Oh, that's cool. Wow. I don't know. It's one of those very contentious subjects, because you get people who get very angsty when you talk about PvP. And then you get people who get very angsty when you talk about people just talking in terms of PvE. So it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. But yeah, so I would say when it comes to PvP / piracy, I'm not against it entirely. I just find it, what I would say is you've got to make sure that it's done in the right way. You know, indiscriminate killing of any and all players, regardless of their, experience or not, is not what I would want for this game to have, because this game is such a time sink at times that you don't want to really, like, risk wasting someone's time by murderizing them at the last hurdle, which is, again, I don't think it's fair on them. So having that... Perfect. Okay. Helmet on. But yeah, no, I would say as long as you do it carefully, you're fine. And I think it, and I even encourage it, because then it obviously has that dynamic gameplay. But as I was saying, as you can see here, all of my ships are available, including this thing, which I...
Please visit us again. Welcome.
Hang on.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Is it being claimed? Yes, it is.
insurance claim has
And
been sent.
I can, if I wait about 3 minutes, I can
Please visit
get
us
it
again.
for slightly cheaper. Remember, when it comes to expediting, wait until the expedited time is gone, and you can get it instantly to make a saving on the profit. Remember that. As much as it's nice to skip the time down. Oh. What is that? Oh, it looks like some kind of alcohol or something. A bottle of some sort? Well, I know it's a bottle, but of what? I must learn your trade. Oh, hang on, what's this? Hippo... Hang on. I'm going to learn this thing. Oh, yeah, hippo. Hippocampus, maybe? Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Hippocabia. Oh, hippocampavuva? Fucking hell, only 18%. Hippocampuvia. I'm gonna go hippocampuvia. Hippocampia. Campuvia. Okay. Well, whatever that was, someone dropped the bottle, and it's broken. And it needs to be clean. Just get rid of the rubbish. Do, lazy bastards. Do. Well, you may think we're done cleaning outside, but really it's on the inside. Do. Ah, sugar. Do. Sure. Fucking lazy. Look, we're a janitor in this for this particular run, so of course we're gonna do it in this game. There you go. Do. Ah, honey, do. See, I don't want to fuck myself by putting myself in this position, but I also need to grab that. You know, where is it? He's like, oh, it's just right fucking there. Can I? I gotta grab it. I can get it. I wanna fucking get it. I'll get stuck if I try and go that way. Let me use tractor beam and start the fucking... You've nerfed him into buggery now.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
That should now be
Your
instant,
insurance
shouldn't
claim
I?
has been sent.
Yes. Instant.
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
Do.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Honey, do.
Your vehicle has been delivered to... Please visit
You
us
are
again.
my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. I just can't believe the love needs us to see you. Ah, sugar, do. Ah, honey, do. Alright. But yeah, for some reason this particular ship, or this particular vessel, requires a medium hangar. Even though, arguably, it could be put into a smaller hangar. But actually, no. No, you know what? I see the reason why it's in a medium hangar.
You are clear to launch.
Right.
Systems on. Launch complete. Landing gear up.
Right. Let's go. But yeah, so we could try and blow up the Carrack. But I think for the sake of this stream, we'll probably go for the... We'll go for the... yeah, we'll probably go for... Oh, God. We're going to go for the Crusader C2 instead. So, make sure to... Right. Hello, Mr. Hello.
Target friendly. Target friendly.
Shields being hit.
Target friendly.
Target friendly. Honestly.
Weapons too hot. Target friendly. Target friendly. Weapons too hot. Target friendly.
Almost got it. We soft-deathed it, but we need it to go boom boom. There you go. Target eliminated. Right. Now that we've done that, let's go clean up. Until we can do such thing as hack these ships and do whatever, this is the best thing I can do. To be fair, we can't really do anything special anyway, considering the fact that the Vulture isn't capable of isn't capable of fracturing larger vessels. Again, we desperately need a medium-sized salvage ship. Mainly because of two reasons. First, for obvious reasons, the ability to gather more materials inside a combat zone, inside a salvage zone, without needing to...
Landing gear down.
Okay, it's a little bit too soon for that.
Landing gear up.
But no, like, the first main reason is kind of obvious, which is literally... up. Down again.
Engines off.
But yeah, so the main reason is obviously gather more materials inside the zone without needing to sort of go back into it, which is nice. But also because we need a ship that can kind of fracture, maybe not the largest of vessels, but enough of the big ones to be able to, like, not immediately struggle. Because, unfortunately, the downside of salvaging certain vessels is that, the unfortunate side is that there's actually quite a lot of money we're missing out on using using such things as the Vulture because of the limited cargo size or the limited depot storage size. Which, yeah, it sucks. Like, majorly. So, I'm hoping at some point... I'm hoping we can, at least in some part, be able to... Nice. I'm hoping we can, at least in some small part...
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Vulture!
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Excuse me. Right.
Please visit us again.
Right. So.
You are clear to launch.
Your systems are online. Launch complete.
Up we go.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Landing gear up.
Alright, let's see what we can do with this wreck. Gather as much up as we can. Probably go for another hour at most, and then we should be all good to go. Do 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 do. Yeah, like, for example, this particular ship, one of the things I kind of wish we had a bigger storage vessel for is because even the reclaimer can't actually fully store all of the scrap. Like, it's... Like, if I was to go into the disintegration mode, it's 276 SCUs by 0.5 SCUs worth of cargo, which the reclaimer can only do up to 240 in the internal... in the internal, like, depot. So they really need to either update the chunks of ship that we have, or we need to have a means to, like, cut them up into smaller parts so people who want to salvage the larger ships can actually take off bite-sized chunks of them. If it takes them longer to do that, then that's fine, but I still think that players should have a chance to get that stuff sorted for that one, because I think it's only fair that, you know, if you're going to take the time to salvage a very large vessel, that you want to try and extract as much of it as possible. It's not a quick process, and I think there's just as many opportunities for a salvager to get attacked, to get rammed, to get targeted. You know, you could have people do whatever. Salvaging can be dangerous. It is dangerous. You're having to go to a zone and you are completely defenseless whilst you're doing this. Like, anyone who wants to jump me will have a very good chance of murdering me before I have a chance to react. So it's definitely... It's not the most dangerous of jobs because I'm, you know, in this particular position, I'm relying on the security of the station to protect me. But if someone wants to ram me, that's not really, you know, the station security systems isn't going to stop them until they ram me. By which point, myself and the rammer will be dead. To be fair, that actually did happen once. It was kind of hilarious. I was trying to find a destroyed ship inside, I want to say, Tressler. In fact, I think it was. I was at Port Tressler, and I was just getting into position. So my cargo was completely empty and whatever, and I just wanted to I just flew around the destroyed ships to check to see if any of them were damaged or whatever. And I was on the Asian server. The reason why I say that is because some random guy, as I was flying back to my ship, some random, like, I want to say it was a freelancer, but I also think it might have been a corsair. It was a relatively big-ish ship. Rammed into my vessel, injuring me in the process. So I took some minor damage, nothing too major though, but basically rammed my ship, exploded, and you know, deprived me of the ship, which, you know, I wasn't too happy about. No, it was a Cutlass Black. Right, sorry. Yeah, it was a Cutlass Black. I was like, was it Corsair? Was it Jaeger? Was it this? No, I was like, no, it was a Cutlass Black. So he flew his Cutlass Black into my ship, detonating it and the Cutlass Black. He died in the process, of course. But the thing is, I got the ability to charge him for the crime. So he ended up not getting the kill, blowing the ship up, sure, but then immediately waking up in Klesha prison. And I just sent him the message saying, because the reason why I knew it was an Asian server is because his name was an Asian name. I can't remember how to pronounce it, and I don't want to offend anyone by trying to. But I was like, well, I just typed in saying, to the numbskull who blew himself up ramming an empty ship, enjoy the prison time. And yeah, so this this random guy who decided to take it upon himself to grief failed miserably and ended up getting sentenced to probably a while in prison. So I was like, yep, well done you. We'll get a pretty decent amount of salvage out of this. Might even be able to get another loadout before we do some whatever. Like, I want to get at least one more good loadout of stuff. So yeah. But yeah, no. If you're, I would say if you're wanting to get into salvaging and you're having issues finding contracts that are legal to do salvage, try looking around some of your space station friends, or even some of the slightly outlying areas, and yeah, we probably could see the beginnings of something pretty cool. I really want CIG to let up on some of the zones that we can salvage, because I really want to be able to salvage in some of the armistice zones, like at Daymar, with the Shubin mining processing facility and whatnot. I really want to be able to, like, salvage there, because there are a number of ships that get abandoned at these locations. You probably could go to Brio's Breaker Yard, but then there is the risks of, hey, pirates and the like. But that is always a possibility. So it's always worth having a little peruse around and whatnot. Even if it's for a minor profit, it's still something. I'd also recommend, if you're going to do this, make sure you have the right material, i.e., right ships, i.e., you have something to transport the cargo with. Now, I'd say either something like a transport vessel is a must. If you're gonna get into salvaging, you need a transport vessel. I would suggest, for anyone who's new to the thing, I'm gonna quickly Google the right ship to get in terms of transport. Well, best cargo ships. I mean, we're going to go with light haulers to start with. So, let's have a look, see what ships would they recommend. Yeah, so, I mean, 400, no. Raft, yes. So, if you get, to be fair, you could probably get the Cutlass Black to start with if you're absolutely, like, desperate for anything, because the Cutlass Black is cheap as chips, and you probably could... Right, start, citizen, tools, Cutlass Black. Like, yeah, it's like 46 SCU's worth of cargo. Just gonna pop this, like... Actually, yeah, that might be a good idea. And then this, I can pop into the top right corner. Yeah, couldn't I? Yeah, perfect. And now I can't see my other thing. Well, that plan went down like a fucking disaster. There we go. Pop you lower down. There we go. So yeah, like that thing has... The Cutlass Black has a pretty decent maneuverability. It's very easy to access in terms of cargo hauling. It has a side opening canopy as well, so if you're new to the whole thing of Star Citizen, you've got more than enough means to... Yeah, you've got more than enough means to navigate through all of the issues in that. And it's relatively inexpensive to fly, or just relatively inexpensive to purchase. In-game, yeah, it's always available, and in-game, I think it's around about 100 and something thousand. Like, ship in-game prices. Black, yeah, in-game price. Does it show in terms of in-game price? 2 persons, how much? Original price doesn't say. It's only yeah, like it can be purchased in game, and it doesn't. Oh, okay, yeah. So oh shit. Okay, 2 million. Shit. Okay, they've definitely made it more expensive. But then again, 2 million in this game is not that much. But yeah, no, Cutlass Black, pretty good ship to work with. In terms of IRL cash, it's also relatively inexpensive because it's 100 quid, maybe $110. So yeah, roughly about 100 quid. So if you're already into Star Citizen and you've got yourself a Vulture, the Cutlass Black is a pretty good ship to work from, just because of that. I wouldn't suggest that's what your mainstay should be, because it only does 46 SCUs worth of cargo. But if you're desperate to start with something, that is an option. If I'm being honest, you're probably better off getting something like the Spirit C1, which I think is like slightly more expensive, but that gives you 64 SCUs worth of cargo. It looks a lot better, and it also maneuvers quite nicely. You only have 1 cargo entrance to worry about. Yes, you don't have the side doors, but you have your own tractor beam at the back, which the Cutlass Black also does, but not to the same extent. And also, it just means that... almost full on that one, GG. But it also means that you can... Yeah, you go. So that also means, though, that you can... but it's it's still a ship that you can do something else with, if you want to go for something like that. Though, to be honest with you, I think once the Zeus becomes a ship available, or once the Zeus becomes available in game, I think the C1 is going to kind of die a very, very quick death, which is a bit of a shame. I feel kind of bad for it, but it's kind of it's kind of true. I would not recommend the Raft. Straight up, I'm just going to tell you that right now. I do not recommend the Raft, only because it does not work like a normal cargo ship. You need to have big boxes on it, and considering the fact that at the moment we cannot convert boxes of items into larger boxes, the Raft, I do not believe, would be suitable to the task. So, even though it's got 96 SCUs worth of cargo, it is designed to literally carry containers. And you want to maximize those containers, so you want to get the 32 SCUs worth of cargo boxes, which means you have to get the you want to condense the stuff into the 32 XCU boxes worth. So no, unfortunately, I do not believe I will 100% say it is not worth getting the Raft for that sole reason. Nice. The 400i seems like an expensive thing to do, and I'm honest with you, I don't really know. Star Citizen Tools 400i. I don't know what the capacity in terms of cargo, but I don't think it's much. Does it even have a cargo space? 42. Oh yeah, no, that's terrible. Don't get... The Origin 400i is a great ship for transporting yourself, but don't get it for cargo. It is completely rubbish for that. Definitely don't. I would say the... Yeah, I would say the best sort of starting ships are the ones that do 128 SEUs worth of cargo. So my first recommendation is going to be 100% the Freelancer Max. It's relatively small for what cargo capacity size it has, which I think is fantastic. It has good defensive capability with its weapons. It's a fat bitch, but she can maneuver quite well. And the best of all is that her cargo bay is right at the back. So it's very easy to maneuver all this stuff into position. I don't think if you're going in... I think when you get her, you'll be in a medium cargo bay anyway. So I don't think it will be as easy to sort of park your shit behind the lifts. But at the same time, I think you can get... There you go. But at the same time, I think you can get a pretty decent amount in. So that's 120 SCUs worth of cargo, and I'd very much recommend that. What other ships? Yeah, Freelancer Max. One thing I will say, the Hull A is definitely a good contender. The Hull series is... I think this Hull series... Maybe previously people didn't really think of it too much, or if they did, they didn't really think it was, but hear me out. Hull series. I played around with it in the PTU, and I had a lot of fun doing it. You have 60 with because don't forget, the way that the Hull series works, for those who don't play Star Citizen, is the Hull series ships, unlike other ships which rely on an internal cargo system, which is always limited by the ship's size. What makes the Hull series famous is that their ships have an extending scaffold which opens up, giving them the ability to store more cargo. The example of this is that the relatively tiny looking Hull A can transport 64 SCUs worth of cargo. That's quite a monumental amount of cargo when you are just starting things out. And one could argue that that could probably be a really good ship for that. I mean... The price of Citizen, Star Citizen Hull A in-game price. Let's see how much that costs in... I'm going to use Fandom only because of the in-game price, which is propulsion, melee... Dude, it's cheaper than the bloody Cutlass Black. That's saying something. That is saying something. I mean, 64 SCUs worth of cargo. Yes, it's a cargo ship, but if you've got 1.7 million cargo, if you got 1.7 million in cargo, that's pretty fucking good. 1.7 million. Yeah, 1.7 million to get for this cargo ship, but that's not bad considering it's 64 SCUs worth of cargo, and it's relatively easy to navigate and utilize. It's not that big, and you can land it in and out of Atmo with the scaffolding open. Obviously, you could probably go better and get the Hull B, but we don't have the Hull B in game yet. But once we do, that's another ship I'd recommend as well, because that one, while we sadly don't have it in game, Star Citizen Tools Hull B. That one has double, if not triple, the capacity. Yeah, it's still in concept, but it's still pretty big. Yeah, 384 SCUs worth of cargo. Like, the main benefit of these particular vessels is that it gives the player an alternative, larger option. Now, of course, the disadvantage of that is that naturally the player is going to be more vulnerable and will result in more opportunistic criminals taking advantage of the player's vulnerability. However, I do not believe however, I'm rather skeptical. Well, I say skeptical. However, I think as long as you're careful when you're flying through and you're not doing anything completely stupid, you should, in theory, be quite safe once you get to a good zone or whatever. And if you're trying to and to be fair, in the regards to just traveling from from R&R station to planet side, you're limiting your time factor on the planet. You're limiting your time factor on traveling anyway, which is, fair enough. But that thing is a good ship to work with. We don't know the in-game price of it, but I would imagine it's probably somewhere in the region of about 3-point-something million. That's what I would... 3.4 million, 3.3 million, that's the kind of price I would imagine seeing a vessel of that kind of stature being. Because it is a much larger vessel, and its capacity to do stuff. It's also the last ship in the Hull series that can still have its extended... actually, I don't know. It probably can't... It's probably one of the last ships that can land in planet side. But I don't know if it could have the ability to land in... Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It could be... Yeah, to be fair, it could be that. But still, I'd say it's a good ship for that. And then obviously you've got your ships like the Caterpillar, the Hercules. There's certain ships you could argue could do it. If you have a Starfarer. I mean, you can carry shit. But again, would you want to? I wouldn't recommend buying a Starfarer for the sake of carrying cargo. But once the... I reckon, though, once... And obviously... Once the game has the Ironclad, which will be my absolute love and joy. God bless that ship. I love that thing. That thing is amazing. It's so nice. It's so, so nice. But that's another ship that we can use for such things as this, so that's always an option. Anyway. Yeah, I'm probably gonna take this particular load alongside. Yeah, something tells me I'm gonna be spending a long time on Saturday just getting this. Oh boy. So I'll be needing to transport the cargo from... Well, I'll either be needing to transport the cargo from A to B, and then I'm going to need to, like, then move all the way over to there. So I'm not looking forward to that journey, because I'm going to have to load up all of the cargo inside the... Yeah, I'm going to have to load up all of the cargo inside the Caterpillar, which is going to be a fun experience. And then I'm going to have to load up all of the stuff that... And then I'm going to have to load it and then transport it over to Port Seraphim, because I need to go from Port Everest to Port Seraphim, and then I need to get over to wherever it's being sold for cheaps, which, if it's Area 18, I think I'll be in slightly more love with, because I can just then completely just drop everything down there and Bob's your uncle be sorted. Or I have to... or if it's in locations such as I think the worst place to sell would be Crusader. Because in order to sell stuff on Crusader, you have to sell it at the TDD, which is in the main visitor center. But then if you want to sell the construction materials, you have to go to the admin office. And the admin office in Horizon is on the Providence platform. So you have to wait for a separate transport to be able to get to it. Lawville isn't much better, because that one requires you to be needing a train to get from A to B. But I'll be honest with you, it's a lot better than the fucking Providence platform bullshit. Because while you do need to get a train from the business department or the business trading center to the main area slash city, it's not as obnoxious a wait time as waiting in Horizon. It is painful to... I think, like, out of all the locations, the worst place to sell in Star Citizen at the moment, or the Stanton system, is that. And it is painful. It is torturous. The best place to sell would easily be Area 18, because both the TDD and the admin office are right next to each other. It is wonderful to have them right so close to each other. that down. Yes. Already at 8.1. Get in. But yeah, no, the but no, the Area 18 is probably the best zone because it's within spitting distance in comparison to all the others. The next one, and obviously New Babbage taking the second place because once again you're not required to take a transport to get from, or a train or a tram or a floating thing to get from A to B. You do still need to travel a bit. Like it's not quite, you're not quite having it all your own way because you need to go into and out of the zone inside the the promenade / the sort of stores area sort of thing, and you have to go all the way to the other side of the room. But in comparison to other locations, it's the next best thing. Now, the reason why I'm talking about it in this particular perspective is because it is a good idea to have. The other thing I'd say if you're coming into salvaging is you want to have the CEX. Wait, not CEX. Am I thinking CEX? Or am I thinking... it's not Universal, Star Citizen Wiki... Wait, what? No, not that. Oh, fuck! G-Portal, no. The fuck did I... Oh, UEX. How was it? Oh, UCX. Or whatever the fuck. UEX, UCX, whatever the... Basically, that thing. Reason why? Because it gives you the latest values in terms of trade, and what the latest values in terms of items and other things as well. And the prices of RCM and CMATs does fluctuate. Not by massive amounts depending on where you want it. I mean, to be fair, depending on where you want to sell it, you might want to sell it in certain areas that, like, you know, there might be certain habitats or locations where you want to sell it. But obviously, depending on where you're going to go, for most of the time, you want to just be going from landing zone to get the safest profits. But there's enough of a difference between certain landing zones that you actually want to have you actually want to pay attention to stuff like that. Like, so right now at the moment, if I wanted to get the RCM, which is commodities, agrocm, marketplace, items, all vehicles, resources, RCM, mediums, I've got ETMs, ETAM, Widow, which is like ridiculous. Widow is not that actually expensive, which is kind of surprising. Oh, RMC. So it's not a huge amount of money to make her, but if we're wanting to sell that, the best place to sell would be the Area 18 TDD. Because the prices that are better there, the TDD NB, potentially, so that's the best place to sell that stuff. So, at the moment, that would be a good place. And then if we get to CMATs, which are over here, they're like 2 KSC per CC. So once again, this one is actually set at Horizon. Horizon is actually kind of better as the best sort of value. So it depends on what you want to have out from that. So the CEX or UEX, UEX or the UCX website, the trading commodity website, it's a really good website. Right. Think we've got more or less almost everything we want out of this thing. I could go on for a little bit longer, but I am conscious of the time, and I'm also beginning to desperately need the bathroom. So rather than spend time quickly resolving that and do whatever, we probably will wrap the stream up. Because I have been going on for about, what, 2 hours and something? Yeah, 2 hours and 11 minutes. A little bit over the normal stream time frame. There you go. So, almost gotten the majority of that stuff out. So, what we'll do is it's going to take time to empty this thing out. We'll see if we can get the majority of this out. I think we can. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tight fit, but it should be doable. Server dying? Oh no, it's coming. Right. So we'll see what we can do. And once I've done this, we'll see if there's any other little tiny bit of stuff, and if not, we'll just scrap the entire thing. And then I'd say we've done a pretty good job. For like about for a quick little job for that, I'd say we've done pretty good. It's a nice little slow but surely sort of thing. But there we go. Playing Jigsaw with this element as well. But yeah, no, I am very much looking forward to when we get ourselves a new salvage vessel. I'm kind of keen on getting another salvage vessel. Though the question will be, what company will take up the mantle of a medium salvage vessel? Will it be Misk? Because they've got quite a fair amount of... they have quite a fair amount of, like, industrialized ships. They have the first refining vessel, though it's not been released yet. They've got a number of cargo vessels, including a refueling vessel. So I would not be surprised if they were the ones to take the charge and make a medium salvage vessel. But at the same time, I kind of want Argo to take that as well, because they haven't really done a salvage vessel before. And I kind of want them to take a salvage vessel. Because that would be fantastic. They've done mining. But I would really want them to take a salvage vessel. Kind of wish I could leave you on permanently. Is there a way I can lock the door? No. To always remain open. I should hopefully get just about enough room, and then I think I'll use the big salvage to, like, disintegrate the things together. And what I'll also do is I will make sure to add additional, like, I'm probably trying to find, like, a Star Citizen friendly, well, YouTube friendly Star Citizen musical accompaniment. Just so we can have something to listen to in space while, you know, dealing with this stuff. Because the music doesn't seem to want to play at certain points. Do-do-do-do-do. Right. Lift, 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 lift. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. Lift. Come this way, come this way. Down it comes. There we go. Shit. No, that's all we got. That's all we got. Right? That's all she wrote. Let's go drop this stuff off and then try to salvage this particular vessel. Ah, that's not enough of it to me. It's fine. Alright. Yeah, this thing's gonna be a massive... Really? I can't disintegrate it? Huh. Well, that sucks. Right. Well, I guess we are actually doomed to just get as much of the salvage as possible. I was hoping to take the sea mats and empty that thing out, but it looks like we can't do it unless I go get myself an actual reclaimer. So, duly noted. I'll actually need to get a reclaimer to deal with these bigger bastards. But we can at least get some... Yeah, we can take solace in the fact that at least this area, this one will be cleaned out completely. Just wish we could just slice it up into smaller pieces and not feel like we're wasting our time with it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Yeah, this is a soothing experience, for sure. And we've made some profit. Like, it took us a bit of... Unfortunately, no thanks to the pirates and the lack of people being dirty, we weren't able to quite get started. But then we were able to get... I think we were able to get some profit out of it. We've also taken a good lesson, which is if we see a Hercules, just leave it alone, because we're not going to be able to salvage all of it, and because it goes in one giant fuck-off clump. I could try and shoot it more, but I don't think it will do it. I don't think it'll make it any difference. If we could just completely destroy the entire thing, so I can, you know, om-nom it into smaller pieces. But I think since we've already blown it up with the Ares Inferno, all I'd be doing is just shooting a damaged or an already destroyed wreck. So that's up to CIG to upgrade. I mean, to be fair, once the inside, you've fully destroyed a ship, I think it shouldn't be too difficult to cut off parts of the ship and be like, right, this salvage is mine now. This salvage is mine. This, you know, like, I realize it's a lot of programming to do, and I realize it's not an easy thing. So this is a low priority, but I still think it would be kind of good in the future to mitigate having to like find the right kind of salvaging method. You can just slice the thing like Metal Gear Rising and chop the wreck down to like more bite-sized portions, so you can actually manage that sort of thing for your depot rather than just absorbing 276 worth of scroop that 30 scroop that or SCU's worth of salvage that you're just not going to profit from. So it really fucking sucks that would be the case, but you know. Anyway, getting some of the other stuff. Let's try and get another full load of stuff on before we wrap up this particular stream. We can get another full load of RCM, that's going to be a decent amount more. But they've definitely nerfed the material cost because, Jesus. If we can sell... Yeah, I think they finally gotten to a point where salvaging may not be as profitable as it could be, but then again, you salvage enough of it. Though again, we just need a medium we just need a medium salvager. You got a medium miner. Now we need a medium salvager. Even then, you want to use the prospector. But no, like, if you guys like this kind of stuff, do let me know in the comment section down below, clicking on the like button, and of course subscribing to the channel. I have kind of a plan for a kind of live Let's Play series with Star Citizen, but I don't know how best to sort of go about it. Because obviously, it's... I'm not sure how it will turn out, and I'm a bit nervous that it's going to be there's going to be absolute disaster points, but I'm also like, I feel like we're not quite there with certain features. So like maybe when 4.0 comes out, that's probably when we go for it. Because don't forget, I'm still going to be doing the I've got plans for other games as well. Primarily Factorio Space Age. That game, oh my god. I will know life. I think Troopin made a perfect meme saying, hey, I think Troopin already made a perfect meme describing people saying, hey, it's 2026, where the fuck have you been? And everyone's just, and then like, you just got that guy sort of awkwardly looking around like, oh. But yeah, so if you do like this stuff, do let me know in the comment section down below, clicking on the like button and of course subscribing to the channel. And I look forward to seeing your thoughts regarding Star Citizen and the latest sort of things going on. There is a minor controversy about the Atlas, which is the new mech walker thing. I am indifferent to it. I do not believe you should pay for it with real money. I don't think it's worth the price that they're asking for, which is like $35 standalone. I do not believe it is worth that. I would say at most it's worth 15 to... and I'm going to use pounds here just because it makes sense, but basically 10 to 15 pounds is what I would personally value that as. It's a useful vehicle which has the ability to, which I believe has an improved tractor beam device, but obviously that, there you go, almost full. Oh, we're getting through this shit really quickly. Oh, here we go. Almost that night. Here we go. And boom. And there we go. Bah! Does it like go kaboom kaboom? Yeah, literally doing nothing, isn't it? Yeah, it's already fucked. Yeah, it's complete. It's kaboomed. Right. Anyway, we need to. Oh, frames. Frames. Where are my frames? There we go. But yeah, no, the... Eh? Oh, no. Let's get the fuck in. They've moved to Everest.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Yep. Already on it. We're going to have to do a rapid entry.
Landing gear down.
No, come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't want to rush this, but at the same time, I need to get in the fucking... Ooh. There we go. Easy does it, easy does it, easy does it, easy does it, easy does it. Down, 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 down.
Landing.
That's a relief.
Launch complete. Landing complete.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Right. The timing could not have been better. That is definitely... Unfortunately, we're being attacked by pirates, but luckily for us, I don't have to worry about that. I have gotten my loot, and we are more than fine. Right. So let's get this last phase done. So yeah, cargo hauling in Star Citizen. I think a lot of people, I will say, for some people, I can imagine this could be very dull, very boring, very like, oh, it's so monotonous, blah, blah, blah. I cannot describe to you why, but my brain freaking loves this. I'd love to understand the science behind it, but it's one of those things I could just do. You know, I can have excitement, sure, and it's all nice and stuff, but there comes a point where it's like, right, okay, I need some more like relaxation in my life, and I could actually just, you know, it's the kind of thing that you can just sit and play to, you know, like you can just spend an evening just, and that's what I've done. I've legitimately just spent an evening where there we go. Maybe you go further afield. Yep. There you go. But now, like, basically, I have spent evenings where I've just gone into the station and we've just done this. And I've just spent the entire evening just doing this. And it feels great. It feels like a really fun thing to do. And it is a really fun thing to do. I'm enjoying it. Alright. Ooh, I'm drinking my life away. Oh, I'll have a day for me. Ooh, I'm trucking my life away. I'm ready for another day for me. Right, there you go. Zoop. I will say, I don't think this thing is nerfed as much as people say it is. Or at least, for what I'm doing, I don't need it to be super powerful. Obviously you can't do the big things anymore, but like, for what it's worth, I think the Grey Cat the multi-tool is actually in a pretty good place with its tractor beam right now. From what I'm doing with it. Maybe slightly different if I wanted to take anything bigger, but that's why I take the larger I take the gravity gun. Yeah. Now, I would say the cargo hauling in this game, this particular patch, is a dream of mine. And I'm so happy that we finally get to the point where we can do that in this game. Only thing, now the dream needs to be the full economy. Well, the proper economy. That's the part that I'm the most keen on. The proper economy. And what do I mean by that? Well, proper economy is where we see not only the monetary cost for resources, but the material cost for resources. How much buildings can you make with this? What kind of weapons and equipment supplies can I utilize for this? What is the time sink required to make these things myself in my own little factory versus finding them in the field? If I find an 8 SCU box worth of corundum, do I, jump up with joy and go, huzzay, I'm rich? Or do I go, that's pretty useful loot, it's free? Or do I go, oh, that's barely worth anything?
Until the current threat in this sector has been resolved, civilians are advised to avoid engaging in space travel. Extreme caution at leaving the station.
Actually, pop that just down there. That will be fine. Ooh, I'm trucking my life away. I'm waiting for another day for me. Pop. Come on. Nudge. Nudge. Noogie nudge. Noogie nudge worked. There you go. Almost there. We've got like at least a few boxes worth of stuff. We can get that stuff going. But yeah, so one thing I would say that would be a nice like quality of life feature though is an ability to condense the resources into like a larger load. So maybe if we have like a 324.2 patch, I'd like to see, you know, the ability to, for example, condense those into 12 or 8, 12 or 16 or 32 SEU boxes just to make it a little easier for me to manage. That's just me personally, but I imagine I'm not the only one who's probably thinking that. Right, well, whilst that thing's making... Oh, hello. I was going to say, whilst that thing's making its mind up whether to work, I'll start putting the boxes that are actually there. Yep. Into the crash pile. Ooh, I'm breaking my life away. I'm waiting for another day for me. Right. Let's go pile these things up whilst we're waiting. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Until the current threat in this sector has been resolved, civilians are advised to avoid engaging in space travel. If not possible, use extreme caution when leaving the station.
Alright. Almost done with the loot. Don't know how much more we've got left. Are we all good? Yep, we're all good. Exactly one left. That's fair enough. And with this load through, I'm thinking we're coming up close to... Because it was like, what, 187 previously? So we're probably looking at least 205, maybe 207. Either way, we've got a bit of work ahead of us. So we're at 187. This was an expanded cargo haul. Normally you can probably get about 33 SEUs worth of cargo in a full load's worth of that. So I want to say it's going to be like... Alright, so 187, 222. Oh! Yeah! Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, no, that's a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot. GG. Anyway, we'll park the ship right, and then we'll wrap today's stream up. So yeah, there you go. A good couple of hauls. We didn't quite get... I think if we were a bit more fortunate in the first half of the stream, we'd be probably fine. I'll make sure by the next stream to get the Atlas, which I think is going to be very important, just because I think we could use that for, like, salvage game. Don't you dare. Okay, down we go, 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 down we go. Left, 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 up, 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 down, 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 left, 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 right, 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 and set. Yeah. Here we go. We'll store the ship, and that'll wrap us up for today. So there you go. Not too shabby, not too shabby. God damn it. Open the door, come on. There we go. Right, anyway, so I hope you guys have had a wonderful time. And if you have any sort of hints, feedback, the stream was alright, it was a bit too quiet. I will be adding some music in the future stream because I'm noticing that the music doesn't really play as much as it should do. So rather than have a quiet stream, I'm going to try and put some music into it, and I'll try and find some appropriate music, or at least something just to listen to in the background. Then, what is it? Then we're going to try and see if we can... Here we go. Sweet. Oh, there we go. Does it take me to pad 3 first? Yeah, it's taking me to pad 3. It's going to take me a while. Anyway, so, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you in the next thing. I've got some new content coming up as well. Oops, security alert, attack in progress, extreme caution during traffic. Yep, well, be careful because I'm not going to be here. My character's going to be a dutiful citizen. Sit down, wait for the cavalry to arrive, then come up and clean up the mess. Because why? We're the Janitor Squad. So, I'll catch up with you guys in the next one. This is Mr. Jaeger signing out. Have a good one, guys.